My public speaking experience is mostly in the Army. 13 out of the 21 years in the Army, I was a sergeant. So at one time or another, I had to give public speaking in several different types of classes. Um, some of these classes were instructional classes, like how to field strip an M16 or how to set up a two-man tent. And another type of class I gave was by the numbers classes, which had to do with applying a rear naked choke or um, how to do an about face. Um, and some of these classes were inside of a gymnasium, and most of them were outside in the elements. So either way, the number of soldiers ranged from about 400 all the way up to 700 at one time. Uh, Given those big classes, when I was a safety officer at a battalion, we had over that many soldiers in our unit. So, needless to say, I have more traditional public speaking experience than I do using the 21st century mediums. Uh, I would have to say the closest I got to a 21st century medium classes were makeup classes for soldiers who couldn't make it there at my class, and they weren't in the audience. So we had to give them makeup classes through a presentation slideshow or print it out, and sometimes them were emailed to them as well. So we did use those types of mediums. My typical way of approaching a class is I love to be fully prepared. Being the subject matter expert in what you're teaching is very important, I believe. Um, you have to know everything that you're teaching, so when they ask you a question, you know how to answer, and you're not standing there uh, wondering, I don't know how to answer this question. That typically brings more anxiety. So being the subject matter expert is the best. Um, my level of public speaking anxiety, well, that's a good one. Uh, what's the difference between anxiety and being nervous? Uh, I believe everybody's nervous before giving a public speaking class, as was stated in previous readings. Everybody gets nervous. It's how you use that nervousness to get you through the class or through your public speaking is how well it turns out to be for you. Now, there was a couple of times where I was completely nervous up to the anxiety point, and those were usually the times where I'm not ready for the class. I didn't have time to prepare, and we're given that class at the last minute, so that was probably the worst for me there. Um, I believe that giving presentation skills could or does help you in the future, especially in the Army. It's like that. Uh, when I look back at my military career, presentation skills made all the difference. Teaching in a classroom helped me get ahead of some of my peers and competing in the ranks. That just goes to show that the military is as competitive as they are in the civilian sector. So that is my whole get up on how to how I feel it would help you through education and your career.